if you say authoritarian, you think like people like Kim Jong Un and people like that. And I think Trump is not at all that extreme. If yeah. Of course, there are more, but I don't think would you compare Donald Trump? Would you compare Donald Trump to like authoritarian to like Kim Jong Un level? Are they? Well, I guess there could be some comparisons, but I don't think it would be enough to call him authoritarian. Also, he does operate within competitive elections. He does operate within competitive elections, unlike Putin. But yeah, but yeah. Yeah, of course. I wouldn't actually call that an actual election, you know. So I heavily disagree with you on that, if I can interrupt you. Yeah, yeah. The voter ID thing, the voter ID thing. Yeah, so the voter ID thing, I do heavily believe that voters should be required to show their ID. Like, what is the problem with not showing your ID to vote? It should be general practice. I know zero other countries democratically in Europe. So basically, let's say you're saying that if you change your name when you get married, it suddenly makes you ineligible to vote, and that is incorrect because the issue is that you have to provide a birth certificate which belongs to the same person, and you can. Yeah, but a marriage certificate can establish the name change. So, yeah, you would still be able to vote. That's an administrative burden which we can debate, but saying, yeah. Let's assume you're right on that. Let's assume you're right. Let's assume you're right. If the real problem is the verification process, let's say you're right. Let's say you're right. Let's say you're right. Let's say you're right. If the real problem is the verification process, which is inconvenient, then why shouldn't we fix that verification process instead of making the argument that proof of citizenship is easier for legitimate citizens? But instead, we are abandoning citizenship verification entirely, and basically, we're like trying to say if we don't implement the Save Act, it is possible to go vote without voter ID, which is a completely unacceptable other side of the spectrum thing. So on one hand, you have this thing where it's very restricted to vote your thing, but in reality, you can get the checks. You can changing your name does simply just doesn't make you ineligible to vote. You can still prove. Yeah, but yeah, but you would have the merit certificate which would establish the name change. So you don't you still, well, I'm not entirely sure how that works, but the merit certificate would establish the name change, so it would make the birth certificate eligible. But why wouldn't they have a merit certificate? Well, I'm not entirely sure how that works, but so you're saying if the Save Act gets implemented, that would benefit more all the Republicans. So what does that insinuate? That many Democrats are voting without voter ID. Yeah, but if you have like a proof of citizenship of some sort, eh, yeah, but it costs money. It's like we're talking like it costs like $1,000 to get it. Let's be practical about this though. Like if it costs like I don't know how much it costs. It doesn't cost like $1,000 to get like a proof of certification. Yeah, if you wanna like wait, is it okay if I continue talking or? Yeah. Yeah, if you wanna continue on this, I can. Like, if you want to go like why America needs immigrants, you also have that. I wanna address that. Yeah, I don't wanna concede that. If you wanna move on, I can move on. If you want, I can continue. So basically, if you want me to continue, The Save Act, yeah, I'm not gonna run away. I'll continue. I'll continue. Yeah, so basically, I can make this remark. The Save Act doesn't require you to have a birth certificate if you genuinely don't have it. You have to provide another way. You have to provide another way to prove your citizenship somehow. So missing just one piece of evidence doesn't make you enable this not able to vote. So that is incorrect. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Because you listen to the woman, you will suffer. When women listen to women, they suffer. In the beginning, there was the law, and the law was with God, and God was the law, and the law is God, and the law was made flesh.
When times get tough, you need to get.
That's love. People,
I love all people,
all people.
all of them.
You love the Jews,
I love the Jews.
and you love all people.
Yep,
You love white people?
yep, love them.
Right on, man. That's love.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
And so, were you born in America?
I was, yeah, in Michigan.
In Michigan?
Yep.
I've read and heard that a lot of Muslims moved to Michigan.
There's a big Arab and South Asian Muslim community in Michigan, yeah, like Southeast, yeah.
And why do they move there?
I'm not sure. Most people come to America in general for economic.
Hello. No, no problem at all. You were talking about Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a little interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't support Democrats because I see that all, or at least all of the two main caucuses in the United States, like the Democratic Party caucus and the Republican Party caucus, both the leaders that they choose and their general policies involve war crimes, illegal actions under international law. Which, by the way, I don't even necessarily respect international law, right? But like, if we're going by international law, which obviously the policy of the United States is to abide by international law, they do contradict that policy, especially both parties, but I can give multiple instances. Like recently, like contemporarily. Yeah. Yeah. And US citizens as well. Well, no, no, no. Like he drone struck a US citizen that was in Yemen. He was a propagandist. No, he was a propagandist, but he was never given a trial. He was a civilian. He wasn't a combatant. He was just a propagandist. He wasn't in the CIA. He didn't work for them. He was just a propagandist. Like he made propaganda for them. Okay, but the CIA also like actually helps like these actions. Like they're actually part of the government and they help the government do like those actions. I guess we could say that. I mean, I would say like no, no, I understand. I understand. Okay. Obviously still had Abu Ghraib. No, no, I agree, but it did continue under multiple Democrats as well. I never said it. I never said Republicans are better. I don't really care which one is better if they both commit war crimes. I don't really care. I'm privileged and selfish for not wanting war crimes to be committed. They they don't they generally don't vote for that. Majority of Democrats don't vote for that. Uh, Oh no, I agree. I agree. No, I hope you know I'm going to vote for Abdul Al Sayed. Like, yeah, I live in Michigan, so no, no, no. Harm reduction in the sense of like in an active genocide, if one candidate is going to stop sending bombs, yeah, I'll vote for them. But I'm not saying I support like the Democrats in general. I'm saying in specific instances, I would like I would vote for a candidate who would stop a genocide. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to know? Do you want to know something that actually probably could make this debate a little bit longer? Like a an opinion that would sound crazy to you. If Trump illegally ran for a third term, I would vote for him. Yeah, so it's called revolutionary defeatism, and basically he's such a horrible leader, and he's so bad at global imperialism. Yeah, sort of, but not in like the nuclear way. No, 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 no. I don't want to actually like destroy the world, but accelerating the demise of the empire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, not directly. It would hasten the degeneration of the state. What? How would that? How would tens of millions? How so? No, no, not the annihilation right now. No, just for what when? I'm not going to give you a ballpark. I don't know. Well, no, no. So the point is that it's actually privileged to be a part of the imperial core and say that like it's okay for America to basically abuse the global working class, as long as America's working class is, you know, well fed. Like I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's okay. No, I never said kill tens of millions of people. Maybe tens of millions. Hold on, maybe up to 10 million. I'd say yeah, that's an okay estimate. Maybe up to 10 million would die during a revolution, right? If that hold on, if that ends global lower and lower middle class oppression, if that ends global lower and lower middle class oppression, yeah. No, no, I'm saying they're a big source of it. Like if that ends the United States oppression, like on the global lower middle class. Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna end all of it. I just said that. You're misrepresenting me. I'm okay with 10 million people just dying. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm saying that the outcome is worth it. Right? Do you not think certain revolutions in history are worth it? Do you not think certain revolutions in history were worth it? Like, give an example of like a revolution that you think was worth the amount of people who died. Yeah, yeah, like a civil war sort of revolution. Yeah, yeah, no, that didn't really. Um, was that yeah. Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. The Russian and the Chinese had good outcomes. What was bad about the outcome of the Chinese? What was bad about it? Wait, a dictatorship of the working class is bad? It's the largest group of people. Mao did not have tens of billions. He had access. What do you mean? He he personally owned all of the USSR's money. Is that what you actually think? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the party did. It wasn't him who had access to this money. It was the party. No, his party did. No, 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 his party did. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence he personally did it? That he personally. Yeah, obviously hold on, the general secretary, the secretariat committee, right? And then the central committee and the politburo. Obviously they're going to have access to these assets. What? No, they're not nobles, they're all proletariat. Do you know what democratic centralism is? Okay. Yeah, just really quick. Yeah, so democratic centralism is it was the method of democracy in the Soviet Union, right? So it ended in like the I think like 60s, maybe like late 60s. But democratic centralism was the structure where up until the general secret like the central committee and the politburo up until there, so like a Soviet is like a council, basically. Not really a council. It could be like you and your coworkers could be a Soviet. Your whole community could be a Soviet, right? A Soviet is just like a community of people who share something in common, right? So like you'd start with like a small Soviet, and then you elect a representative for your regional Soviet, and then your regional Soviet goes up to like national, and then that goes up to no, 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 no. These are no, no, no. I'm just explaining. So like each Soviet goes up in levels, and it's democratic up until you get to the Vanguard Party. This isn't the Vanguard Party. No, that's how the Soviet Union was actually structured. Did you not hear what I just said? I just explained how Soviets vote people up. And then only from the only from the ultranational Soviets did they appoint people. Name one historian who disagrees with this. What? I can name you 5 who agree with this. No, I just told you. The only hold on, only the central committee and the politburo and the general secretary. The general secretary appoints people from the international Soviets up to the central committee and the politburo. That's to maintain proletariat leadership. Yeah, because it's democratic all the way up. All of the rest, so Soviets it's a system of governance. Each Soviet governs itself. At the very top, yeah, at the very top. No, they're voted by the local Soviet. Each Soviet votes its representative. The entire Soviet was bureaucrats. You're good. You're good. Read it. Oh, is this something interesting? You're good. You're good. It sounds like a tad robotic, but it's good. Yeah, you're good. No echo. A little better. Yeah. Oh my god, now it's echoing super bad. Sorry. We can't even hear you. Okay, well this one doesn't have echo. You know what? This is fine. This is at least like audible. You know what I mean? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, let me. Okay, I'll explain that in a second. Hold on, I'm making like a little just like chart so that it's easier. Hold on. Well, that's not true. That's all I'm trying to get across. So the actual here, so like this entire thing is the government apparatus here. Wait, could you like make me big just for a second? I promise I'm not gonna like rant or spiel or like preach for forever or anything. But like, oh my god, my phone. Okay, so like at the top there's the general secretary, right? And he appoints people. This arrow that I put, that's the only place where they appoint people. Up into the Central Committee and the Politburo, right? All of the stuff below that is all democratic. And it's all part of the government apparatus. So the local Soviets regulate themselves under the regional Soviets, and then the regional Soviets regulate themselves under the national Soviets, and then so on and so forth. So like most of the government is democratic. And hold on, I can explain why at the top it's not democratic. Just super fast. So the reason at the top that it's not democratic is because during the revolution, the proletariat puts themselves into power. So like Lenin was of the proletariat class. Just because he got powerful. Yeah, after he took power. Before he took power. Oh, he was petty bourgeois. You just said he was middle class. Middle class is petty bourgeois according to Marxists. Anyways, whatever. Like one person in the government doesn't matter. It's like the general character of the government. So obviously, if the revolution is clearly in the interests of the proletariat, like yeah, it's of proletariat character. The point is, the reason that it's not democratic and why it's selective at the very top is so that the proletariat class stays in power. Give me any evidence for that, please. That's a claim. Substantiate, please. Yeah, please substantiate. How can I shrink myself? Thank you. Who? Oh, what evidence do I have of this working in practice? What do you mean? Of it like succeeding or of it actually being the case? Do we capitalist mayors from the USSR democracy, right? Do we have what? Do we have mayors from the USSR? I don't know what this guy's even saying in this other part. What evidence do I have of what working in practice? The system, the industrial boom, right? Like I don't know what you like how you want me to give evidence of their government structure. It's in their constitution. It's in the unclassified Soviet archives, right? Like they had this stuff classified. Obviously, they had their entire government structure actually laid out in secret. So when the stuff got declassified, I mean, I can show you like a declassified document about their government structure if you'd like. What is? Hold on, I can just look at it. What is the What's the title of it? They normally have short titles. Oh, Soviet government. Okay. Oh, is it just okay? Yeah. Oh, it's just like Soviet, and then it says Soviet government union. I found it. I found it. Wait, let me read this again. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to read it. I'm just gonna turn down the volume. I can't read well. Well, you can talk to the audience or something. I just can't read well. Somebody's talking super loud. Later. Okay, no. Okay, what? They don't give a reference for this quote. They just say it. They don't give a reference. Where's their it would be nice if they actually gave like a reference for that, but I don't know where they got that from. I already said the Soviet archives. I can find it. No, the Soviet archives. No, like the declassified. So like after the Soviet Union collapsed, right, in like 1991, they declassified the archives of the Soviet Union. Yeah, but it was classified information. Why would they lie in stuff that's classified and nobody's going to see it anyways? Obviously, it's okay. Yes, so it's from their internal documents because that's the best source, right? Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Hold on, sorry if my keyboard's loud. I'll mute for a sec. Yeah. After I find this, we'll wrap it up. I'm gonna follow you. We'll talk again some other day, or maybe DM. I don't know. It's fine. But you're a nice guy. Yeah. You're good. You're good. Or like, did you follow me back? I'll just DM it to you or something. All right. But yeah, I found the doc. I just have to like sift through it, bro. It's how many pages is this? It's 22 pages. Okay, I'll sift through it. See ya.
Hey, how are you? Oh, no, no, no. I was gonna say that I am the product of Soviet liberation. From the Soviet army liberated my grandfather in World War II from Stalag Luft IV in Poland after he crashed in northern France as an airman in World War II. So without the existence of the Soviet Union, you wouldn't be talking to me. So I I really right. Perfect. So nice. So they have a lot of propaganda that they spend billions of dollars to make you hate Russia for no reason. Well, modern day, we're present now, they would be Russia. But but Right, right. The Soviet, well, they spent a lot of money to in Hollywood and stuff. Even Rocky 4 is Hollywood propaganda to make you feel a certain type of way towards Russia or the Soviet Union for that matter. But and the same goes for Iran as well. This government that we exist under, they spend a lot of money to make you hate other countries. Right. Okay. I don't. No, because Poland is a bunch of pagans, and yeah, I didn't feel bad for them.
Hello. Good, thanks. I'm 30. Why do I support Donald Trump? Because he's got bravado and he's a capitalist. Um, Not as much as Donald Trump. You know what really concerns me is this whole DSA thing. I think it's just communism masquerading as something else. What do you think? Really? I think about the redistribution of earnings and profits. Well, they want a wealth tax and yeah, I don't think so. No. Yeah. Right. That's what I think the DSA is. Right. What's the difference? Yeah. Yeah. He did. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, he could have done it to help the business in some way, but he's not advertising what. Well, he's not going around advertising what looks like to be communism, which is what the DSA is doing. No, communist. Right. Yeah, and the Trump accounts. That could be seen. Right. In a way, I guess you're right. Yes, it is a socialist action. You can't have earnings and profits over. Right. Yeah, you're right. What is your position on Iran? Okay. Are you at all satisfied that we went and figured out that they don't have nuclear weapons or anything like that? Got it. Huh. Yeah. Okay. You mentioned Tallarico. What do you think about his transgender comments? Um, he believes in more than two genders. You think that's going to impact his race? You're right. Yeah. Right. Well, I don't know. Are you religious? No. Okay. Well, hey, Jacob, thanks for the talk. Have a good